Now, I always start this video off right away by saying I don't like Adam Schefter, whatever you call his name, at all. If you did not see what happened, I think it was 2 years ago, I want to say, when Dwayne Haskins passed away. He was hit. A car accident happened, okay? He was hit by a car and he passed away. Instead of just posting on Twitter and mourning his loss, Adam Schefter posted on Twitter the failed quarterback who failed at this team, and he completely bashed Dwayne Haskins after he passed away. And I get it, Dwayne Haskins was not a great quarterback. He wasn't. He was a bust, right? At the end of the day, he was. But on the day of his passing, he puts out a tweet just bashing him and then finalizes it off by saying, and he passed away. So ever since then, I just hate Adam Schefter for that reason, because that is just so beyond. Well, anyway, though, Adam Schefter has a heated conversation with Dan Orvolsky over the Bengals' T. Higgins. And this is all stemming from the fact that T. Higgins said that he anticipates playing for the Bengals in 2024, which, yeah, he's franchise tagged. He has to play for us. He can't sit out. If you sit out as a player, you get fined heavily. So there's no reason for him not to play. So let me go ahead and react to this. I do have to cover half the screen for copyright purposes, but let's go.
Loss of Boyd, and I will say, questions about T. Higgins, because he's going to the last year of his contract.
But he wants money.
He's not going to get the money.
But he's going to get it from someone.
Okay, right. So what's going to happen middle of the season if and when his knee's creaky, his hamstrings tight, his shoulder sore? Is he playing through those injuries weeks before he becomes a free agent? Or is he going to be making a business decision?
But here's the thing.
Okay, so I'm going to say right now, both of these points are logical. Adam Schefter is saying that if, let's say, no matter what our season is, halfway through the season, T. Higgins is not feeling 100%, and is he going to push himself out there to go out there and keep playing, or is he going to pull a Lamar Jackson and say, I'm not playing anymore because I want to get paid next year and I want to go into offseason healthy. So no matter what this season is, this team, the Bengals, they are a thing of the past. And because of how the franchise tag works, you can't work out a new contract until the end of the season. So it's not like, T can go back and forth with the Bengals and be like, hey, we're still talking. After July 16th, it's over. There's no more talking. So I will say that is definitely a situation that could could happen. I don't think T would do that, but at the same time, it's possible, if he's trying to look toward his future. He is only, 26 years old, so he has a very bright future. He's going to go get paid big boy money going into next season. So let's just go ahead and listen to the rest of this, kind of get the full context of the situation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to go get you think a team is randomly going to pay you if you're not healthy? So what you want?
Absolutely. He's getting paid.
No.
Okay, so yeah, I disagree completely with Dan Orvolsky. T's going to get paid no matter what, right? And it doesn't matter if he's healthy or not healthy. He could be hurt this year. He could play 3 games this year and be out for the season. He's going to get paid if he hits free agency. Now, depending on how well he plays, I don't really think impacts much of anything next year when it comes to free agency. Because there always will be a desperate team out there who will bid the player up to ridiculous money and give them a ridiculous contract. You have a team like Arizona who has plenty of money. Tennessee has plenty of money. Obviously, also Brian's there. Look at Tennessee. They just paid Calvin Ridley crazy money after he came off of not the greatest year and was suspended 2 years ago for betting. So there's always a scenario where a team will pay you no matter what, right? There's 32 teams in the NFL. Now, you're not going to go to a really great team, most likely. You're going to go to a really bad situation. But when it comes to getting a payday, you're going to get a payday no matter what. You might get to go to a better team, though, if you do play your butt off and play the whole entire season and do well. And then, that looks good for you for other teams, better teams, saying, hey, look, this guy had really, in all honesty, he could have just sat out and did nothing, but instead he went out there and busted his butt, even though he was injured, because he wanted to do it for the team. And coaches do look at that, and GMs do look at that. Now, obviously, that's not always going to impact how much money you get, but it definitely will help you get better case scenarios. So, let's just listen to the rest of this.
Oh, he's getting paid.
Schefter,
Wow.
if he goes and plays the way that T. Higgins has, you're going to tell me if T. Higgins 6 or 7 weeks in, and I don't want to even put that out in the universe. I want to say if he plays.
How many times have we seen this play out? I'll go back to Jarris Byrd, a safety in Buffalo, where he had all kinds of injury issues. Becomes a free agent. New Orleans makes him the highest paid safety in football. Somebody, no matter what season T. Higgins has, is going to pay him.
And I agree with that. I do agree with Schefter here that, he's a young receiver. He has a lot of future to him. Yes, he has been hurt a little bit in his career, but at the end of the day, he's an amazing wide receiver. He's going to get paid no matter what, right? But again, there are situations where you go out there, you fight hard for your team, and also winning a Super Bowl. This might be T's only chance to go win a Super Bowl this year. So this is another reason why you would go out there and bust your butt, even if, you quote unquote, again, are injured. Say quote unquote because Lamar Jackson, but even if you are injured, you still want to go win a Super Bowl. That's the whole goal here, is to go finally get a Super Bowl. And a Super Bowl winning wide receiver hitting free agency, that actually will give you a little bit more money, I'll be honest, than, just going ahead and hitting free agency normal. But at the end of the day, again, it is what it is. We'll see how this all turns out. I think Dan Orvolsky, his point is that he'll be motivated, and he thinks that he'll do great and amazing because he's motivated. I don't know if that's always going to be the fact. I think that he'll be motivated going into the season, but I think Schefter does post a good point that at some point, you got to have the mentality of cut off your face to spite your nose, because at some point you just kind of just have to say, okay, what's best for my future? And, every player does this. Every player looks at it in that perspective, I feel like. Now, not every single player takes it the same way. Again, Lamar Jackson didn't play a playoff game because he was hurt. Money, hurt. Hurt. So, and he ended up losing to us. So, there's always different ways to look at it. But at the end of the day, I think I do love T. He's still my favorite player. Hopefully we get things worked out. But if not, it's going to come down to his personal judgment. So, we'll see how everything works out, though. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.